Hi students. Yesterday we had a main overlook on the phrases that we took in the real talk and the reading topics and the writing techniques that we passed by throughout the unit. Now we're just going to go back and just give a main comment here, saying that we have here the language in general is words, or we can say vocabulary, which are formed in sentences, which means that we are combining between the vocab and the grammar part. So also we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just take a look at what are the achievements and the words that we have learned from the start or the beginning of the semester, starting with Unit 1 and Unit 2 now. So we have here in the beginning, of course, we have here the vocabulary building. Now, do you remember when we first discussed the meaning of vocabulary building? And I stick to the symbol here, which is just a small building, a blue building. And here, there was just a kind of reference to the meaning of building here, which is not, of course, actually a building. But we meant in general that every enormous building starts with this, which are blocks. So it's just a figure of speech that your language starts word by word, and then you begin to build your language and to expand your language, just like people build real buildings here. Now we have here the vocabulary building is the same idea. We are building our language, and at the end of the semester here, I hope that you were able to build a very nice structure for your language that you have learned before, throughout the years before, and of course your semester here. Now, just remember that success in general gives value to the language that you are learning. And this value, you can see it when you are being creative, and also, yes, okay, so we have here when you are building more and you're expanding more. So we have here, we are going to just go back and see what are the words that we took, just to remind and refresh your memories of what we have learned. So since we are talking about here building and constructing, we're going to just go back to teamwork here. And in Unit 1, we had words that we learned in both the vocabulary check and also in the vocabulary building lessons. So we're going to start first of all with the vocabulary check that we took on page number 7. Now in the vocabulary check, we had these words. You can see that we have here devoted, exiled, fled, grieving, legendary, and unification. Now, the meanings that we took were bringing together, ran away, dedicate, famous, forced to leave one's native country, and mourning. So we have here these words. We are going to, of course, match between them and their meanings as just to revise what we took before. But let's just refresh your memories more and see the first word, devoted. Do you remember Marie Curie? What did we say about her? We said that she devoted herself to her science. So Marie Curie here, when we say that she was devoted, or a devoted scientist, which means that she was, yes, we have here C, dedicate. She was dedicated. Then we have the second one, exiled. Now, if we just take a look at the word exiled here. Now, exiled, some criminals get exiled from their countries. Now, we can see here, if we just go back and see the word exiled, if a criminal is forced to leave the country, we have here bringing together, ran away, famous, forced to leave one's native country, and mourning. Now we have here mourning is different from good morning. Even the spelling here is different. So yes, we have here exiled, as I just gave you the example, is forced to leave one's native country. Then we have here the word fled, We have here fled. We're going to just see, yes. Now, the people fled outside the building when they knew there was an emergency. So if, la samah Allah, there's a fire, there's something happening, someone has to flee and just leave the place that they are in. So we have here fled. We're going to see, yes. Okay, so fled is going to be with B, which means ran away. And then we have grieving. Now, also just to refresh your memories, we have here grieving. People grieve their loved ones when who they have lost, sorry. So we have here grieving is a process that people do, which is the same meaning as we have here, mourning. And then we have here legendary. Legendary, let's just see the meaning. We have here, yes. Now, there are legendary figures like King Abdulaziz is a legendary figure. Now, he is well known, he's famous, and he did something that is unforgettable. So this is the meaning of legendary, which takes us to the answer we have left, D, famous. And the last one, unification. Of course, it's going to be with bringing together, but just to also see what do we have here as an example. Now we have here the unification of a country is very important to be powerful. So here, of course, this one is going to be, let's go back, we have, yes, okay, so we have here, it's going to be with unification. Okay, now, going back to our slide, which is page number 11, we have the other part in Unit 1, which is the vocabulary building. Now, the vocabulary building, also there are other words that we have learned. Now, the words that we have, yes, we have 5 words. Do you remember the word compensate? And we have also deficiencies. We have fearsome, invaluable, and we have the last one, predators. Now also I remind you that these words passed by us in the reading part, which was about symbiotic relationships between animals, like when we talked about the zebra and the ostrich, or the crocodile and the small bird, the clover bird. So here, these animals, they have a symbiotic relationship between them. And these words are words that we have learned throughout the vocabulary building and also within the reading. So we have here, these are the meanings also. Just to revise them, we have here, A is ways in which something lacks what it needs. B, causing great fear. C, animals that live by hunting others. D, extremely valuable or priceless. E, to overcome a weakness with a strength. So let's just see the first picture we have here is compensate. Remember the missing limbs here. We said if someone has a weakness, a missing leg, a missing arm, this can be overcome with a strength, which is just attaching a kind of artificial part. So we have here the compensate from the meanings, which one is better or which one is more suitable for the answer here. We're going to find that compensate goes with E, which is to overcome a weakness with a strength. Then we have the second one, deficiencies. Now this poor guy, he seems weak. He may have lack of sleep, lack of healthy food, lack of vitamins. So anything that makes him weak, which means that I can just relate to the meaning. Yes, we have here A, which is ways in which something lacks what it needs. And then we have fearsome. Now the dinosaur was known to be a fearsome animal, and this is very easy to relate to the word we have here. Fearsome can be with B, which is causing great fear. Then we have invaluable. Also, this is easy to relate. We have here water is invaluable, and we can say it's the same as extremely valuable or priceless. Leading to the last one, predators, and actually just have one left here. So we have here predators here. Now these animals, they are predators, which are animals that live by hunting others. So these are the words that we pass by in the vocabulary building and also in the vocabulary check. Now just to give an extra here, let's see what I have. I have an exercise. Now without having the words in front of us, we're going to recall from the two parts that we just discussed, what are the suitable words for the blanks. Now the first one, the blank of West Germany and East Germany into one country was important. So we have here, if I say that I have two parts and I'm making them into one country, means that, like King Abdulaziz did to Saudi Arabia, we have here the word, the unification of West Germany and East Germany. The second one, Diego Maradona is blank. Even children today have heard his name. So if I look for a word which is suitable and is close to the word famous, for example, I can find that legendary is the most suitable word here. Number 3, a gorilla got loose at the zoo. Everybody blank, so nobody got hurt. So if you hear that there is a dangerous animal who's loose, you'll not just stand around, you're going to run. Another word for running is going to be everybody fled. And then we have symbiotic pairs of wild animals often blank for each other's weaknesses. From the word weakness, you can relate directly to the word compensate, like the limbs. 5 people in the US wear black when they are blank for someone who has died. From the word died, from the word black, you know that someone is grieving. Then we have in number 6, we have here Juan Perón lived in Spain for many years because he was blank from his native country of Argentina. So he is originally from Argentina, but he had to leave the country. He was forced to leave the country, means that he was exiled. And the last one we have blank, hunt and eat other animals. Eat other animals, which means that I'm talking about dangerous animals. But instead of saying dangerous animals, I can just say the word predators. So these are the words that we have in Unit 1. Now I have the same thing. I want to just go back and see what we have in Unit 2, which is rags to riches. Now rags to riches, also we have here the two parts, which are vocabulary check and also the vocabulary building. So let's start with the vocabulary check first, which was on page number 21. So you can go back to page 21 now. And on page number 21, we have here the vocab. Now we have here the word excel. Just to revise, we have here excel. I can relate it to the word excellent. Also, we have the word reputation. Now, reputation is what people think about you and what is generally known about you. So, inshallah, it is a good thing, or a lot of people, they have good reputations, but other people, they may have bad reputations. So it's important to know that reputation can be a positive or a negative. We have also the word. Of course, we have here the reputation, which is a name, honor, or renown. And then we have impoverished. And I do remember that I related impoverished to a word, a very simple word that we know, which is the word poor. After impoverished, we have another, which is prominent. Now, just to remind you, we have here prominent. You can see this man, he is different from the others. He is distinguished, he is notable. So we have here prominent, means someone is distinguished, special, different from the others. And the last word that we studied also was the word, a big word here, philanthropist. Philanthropist here is related to a helper, a well-doer, someone who does good for other people. And then the exercise that we had in the book was actually just blanks also. So the first one we have here, not only was Jake an excellent student in high school, but he blank in sports as well. So it's very important to know what are the key words, or what are the words that helped you find the answer. Now here I can say that he was excellent from the start, but not only, he was blank in sports as well, which means two in addition. That's why I'm going to put the word excelled. Two, he has a blank for being one of the greatest doctors in the field of neurosurgery. So here he has something. He is well known for this. Everybody knows him for this. From the words that we have here, he has a, which means that I want a noun. So we have here a good or a reputation. And then we have in three, my professor is a blank economist who is often quoted in magazines. My professor, a professor, and he is an economist, and he is also quoted in magazines, which means that he is someone very well known, and we can say also prominent. Then we have in number four, the charity I donate to help to build or helps to build schools in blank areas. So we have here, I'm giving charity, or I'm donating to help build schools in impoverished areas. And then we have in number five, businessman and blank Sulaiman al-Rajhi. Sulaiman al-Rajhi was known to be a businessman, and also he was known to be a philanthropist. Now these are the words that we had in the first part, which is the vocabulary check. Now moving on to the vocabulary building part that we have here, page number 25. Now the vocabulary building, we have these pictures that we are going to relate our words to. You can see the angry man, the houses, the money, the cars. You can see also some kind of building. Someone is putting the top, building something. We can see also this object here, which someone overcomes. We can see also, we have here some kind of constructing. We have someone giving someone else money. We have these people, they are working. And we have the last one, photographers, they are taking photos of someone. So we're going to start alphabetically with the words. The first one, remember the word assets. Which one did we say? Now we said that countries, they have, let's just see the example, or before, when we say that a person or an organization or a country can have assets. They can have, from these pictures, what is the thing that you can have? Now we related the word to, yes, we have here money, houses, cars, and so on, anything that can be owned. And we have here an example, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is blessed with many rich assets. Then we have the second part, comply with. Now comply with here, if from the word with, I'm complying with, which means that I'm going with it. Now comply with is related to this picture. And let's just remember why. The people of Saudi Arabia comply with the country's rules. So here, when someone is or agrees to the rules and is satisfied with it, they comply with. So they go with it, they apply the rules, and they apply what is asked. After that, we have the word dispute. Now dispute, when we talked about Sheikh Sulaiman al-Rajhi, we said that he was a person who rarely had any kind of disputes with other people. So we have here the word dispute. From the word dispute, we have here the D-I-S. I related it to another word, which is actually disagreement. Now, which one of these pictures is related to some kind of disagreement? We have the first one. And as an example, as Muslims, we obey and follow our religion in all our matters, even in solving disputes. So we have here dispute is something as a kind of disagreement. Someone is not satisfied with something, and there is some kind of complications after that. After that, we have the word endowment. Now, from the word endowment, meaning that I am giving some kind of donation, some kind of charity to someone else. And then we have the word founder, like when we said that, yes, we have here King Abdulaziz Al Saud is the founder of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and that's why I related to this picture, because someone who's building, who's putting the basis for something. And then after that we have another word, which is hurdle. Now, hurdle was an easy word that related to, yes, this picture. And we said that it's the same as when you overcome a problem, when you overcome an obstacle. And then we have the word implement. Implement is a kind of plan that you are working on. So here we can see from the two pictures that we have, now this one has some kind of plan that they are working on. And actually we have here an example or two examples in one. Now we faced many hurdles when school started online learning, but we implemented new systems to achieve the best results. We implemented. It's like building or putting something new. After that, we have here the last word, which is renowned. Now, renowned here is, of course, you can see that they are taking photographs of someone famous. But if you remember that we said, like Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is a renowned figure worldwide, anyone can be famous, but renowned is more prestigious. It's more of a higher level than the regular famous word. So we have here, these are the words that we passed by. And then we had the matching part. Now, from the first one, we have here known, respected, and admired. Someone is known like the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. So here it is directly related to renowned. To put into practice, to make changes, I'm making changes to go with something else, like the online learning. That's why I can relate it to the word implement. Things of value that are owned by a person or an organization. One person can own this or an organization, which is assets. D, the amount of money that is given as an income to an organization, group, charity, or project. So we have here, this amount of money is actually called an endowment. An obstacle, a problem, or a difficulty is the same as we say a hurdle. Strong disagreements or arguments is the same as we said dispute. Be in accordance, agreement with, or obey is the same as to say comply with. And we have here the person or the people who or that establish an organization or a company are the founder, or we have here founders. And also we have here an extra part. Now you can see that these are the same thing. We have here meanings, but this time we have just a little bit of a mix between the two parts that we took. So quickly we'll just go by them. We have here very poor. A person who is very poor is impoverished. Well-known and respected. From the word well-known, you can easily relate this one to, we have here, which one do you think? We have here excelled, founded, philanthropist, prominent, reasonable, reputation, and wealth. So like the economist, he was well-known, so he was also prominent. Then we have here not too expensive. Okay, so the price is good. It's not very expensive. which means actually that it is reasonable. Did very well. We have here did very well. Did very well is the same as we have here from the words. The most suitable one is going to be excelled. And then we have the opinion others have about someone. The opinion that people take or they have about me is reputation. The large amount of money we have left, founded, philanthropist, and wealth. So going with money, we have here the word wealth. Started and supported an organization. We just saw the small blocks that were built. So we have here the word founded. And a person that gives a lot of money to for good care causes is a philanthropist. So here we just went back. We again refreshed our memories and the words that we took both in Unit 1 and Unit 2 for the vocabulary check and the vocabulary building. We just passed by them very quickly again. And tomorrow, inshallah, we are going to do the same. Starting with Unit 1, we're going to apply new sentences using the grammar and the form, meaning, and function that we have in Unit 1. So inshallah, it's going to be something different, something enjoyable, and it's the same thing, the same rules that we took, but in new sentences, inshallah.